His volume was not. But a pretty exciting day. The market is anticipating the Tropical Battery. I think it's pretty much the first IPO since COVID. So we are not sure of the appetite of the market. What's the song for tonight? I have the song, but I want to give it when my co-host is here. So if I give you a little peek of it, I would have to replay. All right, let me give you a little touch of it, Yannick. Just a touch, just a half-second touch. Today you feel like investing, all right, and that's where I stop it now. Not getting any more. You're not getting any more. Welcome, Jamaica Extras. All right, so my co-host, you know, you have requested Itsmoneymark. I'm not sure the technical difficulty that is happening on his side. So, oh, seems like MoneyMatters is back with us. MoneyMatters is back with us. So we are waiting. So this time around, we are going to greet MoneyMatters. We are greeting MoneyMatters.
Hey, Delroy, we are back with you. Sorry about that.
And I'm going to give you this one, MoneyMatters. She's calling her group up.
Are you playing some music there, Delroy?
Yes, man. This was made popular by Bruno Mars. So she feel like investing in everything. And she's calling her stockbroker, but she's not calling us. Because we are not licensed stockbroker right now. But this is where we're going tonight. Yes.
All right.
Who are you, man?
Well, I am good. I'm good. Sorry about that. It happens, but we are with you. Alive and well. How are you doing tonight?
Alive and well for half hour. Our guys, if you have not yet started following Itsmoneymark, you need to go and start follow Itsmoneymark. All right?
Yes.
You have asked for him to come back, and now he's here with us. So, Mark.
Delroy, how do you feel, Sergey, about Tropical Battery? That's what we're going to talk about tonight, about TB or Tropical Battery. What do you think the ticker symbol? What do you think the ticker symbol is going to be?
TB something.
Okay, you don't think it's going to be tropical, or is it going to be battery, or is that too many letters, you think?
I think probably just TBL. Not sure. Probably just TBL.
3 letters. How do you feel, Delroy, that 81% of their sales are batteries?
That's what they were known for, but they have begun their diversification into other motor vehicle parts, accessories, and stuff like that. So I think they are getting there. They are getting there, and with the investment, which is part of what they're looking for, they will be a pretty well diversified Jamaican company, I think.
Okay. And how do you with the price to earnings ratio, the company and everything, are there any brokerage reports that are out there now about Tropical Battery as yet that Sergey has got his hands on, or Know Your Money Matters?
Well, Know Your Money Matters has his hand on one, and the price earnings is 16.6 times. So the question is it realistic in this time? Our followers tonight, welcome.
Yes.
We will take probably about 10 of your questions as we go along, because we're not going to have a very long night. So shoot your questions so we can answer as we go along. All right? We're not going to be able to identify every single person tonight. As a matter of fact, I have someone that is on that I just bought Tropical Battery from 2 weeks ago. Jam Extras. I bought my Tropical Battery there 2 weeks ago. All right.
And you know, Delroy, they will come to your house also. That's one of the things that Tropical Battery does differently, is that they will actually come to your house, I think sometimes or even your workplace, you know, whether it's within an hour or 30 minutes or so, which is a unique service that Tropical Battery provides.
Yes. So I know a part of the cash is to build out that mobile run. Right?
Mm-hmm. That's under the use of proceeds section. Yes, definitely. So which brokerage report have you got your hands on now? Which brokerage report has Know Your Money Matters gotten access to before the Gleaner, before the Observer, before Loop? Who have you gotten your hands on already?
Well, actually, I got it from the lead brokerage house.
Okay, and who is the lead broker for Tropical Battery?
NCB Capital Markets.
All right. This is the NCB that did Trans Jamaica, the big IPO of Trans Jamaica, and probably the most IPOs in Jamaica over the past 12 months.
Well, but remember, those were main market IPOs. This is actually junior market. Right? This one is junior market. And this one.
And do you think it would be a cakewalk for them, Sergey? I mean, at the end of the day, $325 million, but the general public is only getting about $135.5 million of this. I mean, you think this will just be a very quick, open tomorrow, close in the same day? Or you think NCB will leave it open a bit?
From looking at the amount of the take up to the general public, it should be a cakewalk. It should be. As I said, 16.6 times earnings based on the brand image of the company. It's close to 70 years. It is here for a while. We definitely use the product. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem. From the very first car I bought, which was about 30 years ago, the first battery that went in there was a Tropical Battery, right at Grove Road. So I am a user. So I might sound a little biased, but I see the company going through till my granddaughter can come and buy a battery from me. That's how I'm seeing the company.
So are you mentioned one brokerage house has a price to earnings at 16.6.
Yeah.
Sometimes what happens in the brokerage industry in Jamaica or in the financial sector is different brokerages calculate different numbers. It's not always the same mathematics. Do you think that we'll be getting different kind of PE ratios coming out of the financial sector, or what do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, man, because remember, there is no one way to evaluate a business in a market, and every different house will have their own little technique and twist and turn it. So they are not going to come out the same. It's impossible. They are not going to come out the same. But
because when I look at it, we're seeing about $62 million worth of profit for 2019. And so the valuation, Delroy, I mean, where are you getting the valuation? $1.3 billion? Is that what you're coming out at in terms of the valuation for the company?
Yes, it's somewhere in this one. Yeah.
So and they're selling 25% of the company to the public. So 1.3 billion, 62 million of profit. That's what they call, for who's watching tonight, the trailing price to earnings ratio. So the PE could be around 20 times. I mean, do we have access to the 2020 numbers? Are those in the prospectus or just the 2019 numbers?
No, I did not go so far on that one yet, because what I did, I looked at the prospectus, and as I said, I am a little bit biased towards this because, as I said, I am a consumer of the product, and there is nothing like when you are consuming a product, you want to see that company go from strength to strength.
Right.
And the catchy thing about it is that you could see in the prospectus 6 major things that they want to raise this money for. Including the directors, the existing directors will get some money to put in their pocket. Nothing is wrong with that. They have grown the business. Nothing is wrong with that.
But what's in
that will keep them happy and motivated to keep going. I have no problem with that.
But what's interesting, and for our viewers, is that price to earnings ratio is something that can be subjective, judgmental, and also objective. So you can have a price to earnings ratio that is pre-tax, and you can have a price to earnings ratio that is after tax. So it's always important you ask your broker or your financial advisor which price to earnings ratio they are giving you in the calculation. It looks like with what Sergey is talking about is a pre-tax price to earnings ratio. We're not saying there's anything wrong with that. But the after-tax price to earnings ratio on the 62 million of profit is a little bit higher. But as Sergey is saying, the brand is very strong, the company is very well known, legacy asset, and I think, you know, Delroy, you haven't gone into it yet, but probably a company that will withstand COVID as well.
And remember, you know, they are market leaders, you know, in this thing, you know, man.
Yes.
So
let's hear about that. Do you know who their competitors are, Delroy, or any other competitors in the marketplace?
Yeah, man, a lot of batteries are being sold there for argument's sake. You name it, because the barriers to entry, you know, is very low. It's not regulated. So the barrier to entry is very low. So as much as we are getting these cheaper batteries and everything, they have been able by their branding to keep going. So they have done remarkably well.
Okay. But do you know any, I mean, I know there's AC Delco, there's a few others. Any other big brands that you know in the marketplace and how they're holding up? Or this is the first public access we have to battery companies?
No, you usually have the one that came to JGRA. The name slipped me, but it was a very prominent one. I'm not sure if they are still around, but it was very prominent. So quite a few companies have tried, you know. But the sustainability and in terms of the image and the branding, Tropical Battery is way up there. And as I said, the good thing about it is that they are not just a battery company, a motor vehicle battery company or equipment battery company. They have gone a little bit further and diversified the income stream.
Right.
Even windscreen wiper, windscreen washer, they are selling now.
Yeah, because they say the accessories make up, almost a balance between the 100% and the 81%. So, you're saying, Delroy, in those things are things like the windshield wiper. Anything else that comes to mind that you think you typically can get when you go to a Tropical Battery depot or to a Tropical Battery branch?
Brake fluid, right? So you have brake fluid. You have
is that the carry brake product?
You have coolant. Remember, for quite a while they have been doing tires, right? Yes. So that's why I said they are gearing to take on a bigger chunk of other things, not just battery.
How do you feel? You have any thoughts or opinions, Sergey, on the location that they recently opened up? You can't miss it now. I mean, it's huge. The branding is excellent. When you look at the location that they've opened up out by ferry, on Nelson Mandela Highway, or when you're coming in or going out. Any thoughts on how that might benefit, this listing?
Yes, it's a classical move. Instead of using expensive real estate in Kingston, just take it out there. So right away, there will be bottom line savings taking place, whether it was a property that they purchased in Kingston or not. Because when you look at the price that they would have paid for out there, you could not have bought anything close to that in Kingston. Yeah,
true. And when you look at the financial, Sergey, I mean, on a positive side, even if the price to earnings ratio seems a bit high because of COVID right now. The company turned around from a loss in 2015, and
Yeah,
it has
4
really
years ago.
trended. It has
4
really
years ago, roughly.
Right. It has really trended upwards to the creditor management and the board of directors. Has moved up nicely, and kind of, hit a peak in 2019.
Yeah.
Of this kind of $62 million after tax, and it will get the tax free. So you think it's the right time for them to go public, and based on how the trend of profits look and everything?
Look, I am happy for that question, because hear me, my co-host now. The next 5 years will be tax-free money.
Yes.
What is interesting also is that they are proposing to go up to 50% dividend payment of profit. 50%. We're not saying they're going to do it, but at least they are saying they will go up to 50%. The market average is 31%, but they are going up to 50%. So you think about non-tax, paying out some dividends, even using the same figure here at even paying 35%. How do you get in a dividend? So I can sit back and watch it. For some reason, I'm not seeing the question rolling in.
And the revenues that are growing nicely. The revenues are jumping up very well. You're talking about, the revenues have grown up nicely, which speaks probably to their pricing and their, inflation over this period of time.
Yes. And when you factor how the money will be used, Mark, then
yes.
you will see that the product line that the money going to go in will only jump, kickstart, or enhance profits. So
yes,
I will put my neck on the block and say, well, it should be a good one for the small investors, because if you notice, it's like it was deliberately priced to get in some of the smaller investors who might still be having jitters. And here you are with a Jamaican company that you have.
That's a very important point. Is that as I said, it's most of the companies that have listed are Jamaican companies, but this is a really true iconic brand.
I said 30 years ago when I had my first car, my first battery was from Tropical Battery on Grove Road.
Yes.
I need to say no more.
And I think they still say that Grove Road, when you read through the prospectus, Grove Road is the #1 performing branch out of all their locations, or revenue producer. It's the top producing location.
All right.
Yeah.
So I am very familiar with it. The last time, though, as I said, I did not have to go there to buy it because they have agents. So I went to Jam Auto Extra. Extra, right?
Okay. And how, Sergey, for a layman, do you know how they, we haven't necessarily, and sometimes companies don't disclose the exact relationship, but do you know how the agent relationship works, or, when you're out there, do you know how it works? Is it simply, the agent just buys from, say, Tropical Battery's head office or from their warehouse?
Jam Auto Extras is actually on the live, I wonder if he wants to come in and make a comment. I would just want to make sure I can see it.
Well, that would be good. If he can make a couple of comments, that would be great. But, while he does that, what's interesting too, Delroy, is that the sales, not all company sales in Jamaica would jump more than 10%. And between 2018 and 2019, Tropical Battery sales jumped more than 10%.
Okay, all right, Mark, we have to take this one quickly. I can't say the name, but I want to know how to get started. First thing first, go through the prospectus. Yeah, we want you to have your own information. Yeah, because we are not licensed brokers, so you're going to do that. We are pretty much analyzing the company, but you must have an account. Either you have an account with NCB, who is the lead broker, which means that the sales are going through NCB, or you would have an account with a stock exchange account, and then you would now just go on the goipo.jncb and you follow through from there. But that's where you need to go to, www.goipo.jncb .jncb. So you go to the NCB
and
site.
Really, they can go to any broker, right? They can go to any stockbroker.
No, remember, not at this time. Not to any, as far as I know. Because I did a test run. I make sure that I did a test run on it for myself today. Right?
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So my account is with another broker. But I have my J Trader Pro account at the Jamaica Stock Exchange. I want to get it into that account. Right? So I called through to NCB. It was the wealth advisor was extremely encouraging and walked me through the process. I won't call her name here. She was super.
They were selling you.
Man, she could sell me 1,000 times. Believe me. I was happy with the service. Very happy from that.
Delroy, we haven't spoken about the board as yet. I mean, on the board of directors, Mark Melville, who is a family member of the company, he's of Choctaw Caribbean fame. He's the chairman of the company. That should bode well. And, the mentor, who is not a director, is of Jamaica Producers fame. I think the mentor in the prospectus is Jeffrey Hall.
Very established businessman. Very established.
And that should say a lot. I mean, he's on a lot of boards, lots of companies, and they have all done well, to your point.
So, and we need to say something for our Insta fam, that when the junior companies come to market, they give them like a big brother to steer them through to navigate them through the whole process of being a listed company. And that's and that's how, so that's why Jeffrey is there as well. Yeah.
And sometimes what might not be an analysis is that for a mentor of the stature and name brand of Jeffrey Hall to take this on says a lot. It won't be in the balance sheet, it won't be in the price to earnings ratio, but it's a bit of a signal. And it won't necessarily be in the fundamentals, but this is one of those qualitative points that we may draw a line through.
And I am going to say I know Mark a little. Mark Ramsey. He might not remember me, but he's another person that is on the board. Yes. He's another person that is on the board. So I kind of, know a little one and two persons by name. Yeah, by name. Yeah. We might and he'll be chairing a committee as well, because you have two regulated committees as a junior company. Audit and risk and compensation. Jamaica join us. We must take a minute to say hi to Jamaica. But as I said, I have not seen where Jam Auto Extract has given us the answer how the agency relationship work. If they give them a set of batteries or products, you sell and they repeat, or they get it on credit based on a credit history.
In fairness, Delroy, sometimes these things are, even when a company is public, sometimes their contractual relationships can sometimes be the secret sauce, as they say. So we can maybe understand it if it's something that is important. It might just not be a sale and accounts receivable relationship. Maybe there's some, underlying non-disclosure or, as I say, secret sauce agreements which they don't put in the prospectus.
Yeah.
No, that is good. So what is your call now? Know Your Money Matters. How do you feel about this? Is this a buy for you? Is this a hold for you? Or is this a sell for you? How do you feel about it, Mr. J?
Well, I can tell you, if I am lucky enough to get into it, it will definitely be a hold for me. Once I get it, it will be a hold. Unless it hit my target price. If it hits my target price to sell, then that's a different.
So it's a buy for you in the beginning.
It's a buy for me. I have no apologies about that. I said I am a user of the product. I am using the company product for the longest while, from a very first vehicle.
Yes.
So I have a vested interest. I want to read something. I want to read a disclaimer that is in the prospectus that is very important to persons who want to buy. This prospectus contains important information for prospective investors in the company, all prospective investors should read this prospectus carefully in its entirety before submitting an application. So one of the first things that you said when you're going to buy shares or anything, you must do your research. How about you, Mark? Mark, I am being asked, how about you? Are you buying it? Do you see it as a buy?
Yes.
What is your position?
Yeah. Well, what I would say is that, Delroy, I think for sure NCB is the right broker for this deal. I'll start by saying that because this is a cakewalk for them. On the general public side, it's $137.5 million, right? And that's not a lot of money, not a lot of capital, right? So you usually, the strategic and the reserve shares are wrapped up already. I mean, if this was maybe a smaller broker in the market, it could be a struggle in the pandemic. But for NCB, this should just open and close tomorrow.
Based on their customer base alone.
Yes, man. You know, just like a Mayberry IPO that opens and closes in a minute. If this doesn't open and close tomorrow, then it looks more like maybe, you know, it's an attempt to just keep it open to maybe get more applications. We're not sure. But it's important to see that Tropical Battery has selected probably the right broker for this deal in hindsight. I think that's a big takeaway. But because it will definitely open and close easy, as Jamaica say. I think on that basis, and as Sir Jay is saying, even though the PE ratio comes across high or higher in the market at 20 times, NCB has it at 16 times, but I'm going to use the after-tax PE ratio. It will probably still do well, medium to long term, to answer that lady's question, given that it should be a cakewalk for NCB, and it will probably get taken up very easily.
You're not going to get away. You have not given. Are you buying? I see it publicly. I am buying. Publicly.
You're a buyer of it. I think in this market, and
I am submitting my application. Hold on. I am
Okay.
submitting my application because remember, depending on the take-up, you don't know if you're going to get. So are you submitting any application, sir?
So I am not submitting an application, but what I would say is that if I was doing what you are doing, and you better get in before 9 a.m. tomorrow, is that given the interest rates in the market and everything, yes, it's a good buy. Interest rates are at 0.5%. I mean, what else are you going to do? And it should be a cakewalk for NCB. They're going to gobble up everything. So with the IPO frenzy in the market, you can do it, but you're still going to have to monitor the profits in a year and a half from now.
Hold on. You're not going to get away no more. The pandemic has taken out some of the hype on the market, and it rub it down it rub it down. It quieted for new investors. So what you are saying, those new investors going to return, or is the established investors, institutional investors, who is going to be buying?
So I think the institutional investors are going to grab it up. The individuals who have disposable income now are going to grab it up as well. But I think what the key is anybody with liquidity now, Delroy, is going to grab it up. But most of the pensions and the institutional investors, because that's what NCB really has locked up in the market, are going to grab up a lot of it. And then what I'm really saying for the individual investors, 6-12 months from now, because the battery market is also a tough competitive market, just monitor your profits, look at your profits carefully of what comes out of the company, and see how the business does. So I think, Sergey, what you're saying, but correct me if I'm wrong, you are in this for the next 10 years because your first battery 30 years ago was Tropical Battery, right?
I'm saying it again. I have an exit point, yeah? So I have an exit point. If it doesn't reach there in 10 years, it stays until my granddaughter can sell it. Right. I am in no hurry to get rid of it once I get it. None whatsoever.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So what I am saying is that I think you'll make some good funds. There's nothing to do with your money now. People can't buy all the real estate in Jamaica. You're going to make some money because it's a cakewalk for NCB. This is a cakewalk, small amount of money. So what I'm saying is in 6 to 12 months though, reevaluate and see the quarterly performance, because at the end of the day, Tropical Battery might have to pivot the business model, because if you're just selling batteries at 81%, they might have to do something with a new normal to move the profitability, Delroy, from 62 million to 120 million. In other words, I think the big question which I want to know is, what are they going to do to move the profits from 62 million to 124 million?
All right, but Mark,
what's your takeaway? What's your takeaway on that before we wrap up?
Yeah, let me hear you say, right? When a company is being run privately,
yes,
the corporate governance structure is a little bit different from when now it comes under listed scrutiny, right? So that's a little bit different. So I am saying to you, don't watch what the past profit.
So you think some expenses could be in there which might not be in there in 2021?
Yes, man. I am not doubting. It's a privately run business. I'm not doubting.
But you should have said this from 10 minutes ago then. This is you're just getting it to it. So you mean it could be like a honey bun or a cargo handlers where they go public and then all of a sudden the expenses just drop by the next year?
There you go. That is the nature of a privately run business.
So your theory, Sergey, I know your money matters, is that really the PE could be 17 or 20, but the real PE could be 8 or 10.
All right. I'm telling you that. I am telling you. That's why I have no hesitation. What I like about it is the $1 per share. I am telling you that. Psychologically, it makes a big difference. I am telling you, it makes a big difference. So I think NTD has done a fantastic.
Sergey, you ever had a psychologist in your life?
I think NTD has done a fantastic job in reaching the price point that they have done. I believe so.
It is, and the prospectus looks great. It's a very well written, legally.
We talk about the taxes that will come up in the next 5 years, Jamaica. Yeah. So we look at all of that and believe that it will be. So Jamaica, are you putting in your application? Let's see if Jamaica is putting in this application.
Let's take that. Let's take Jamaica's. It's true. It was 23 million of tax in 2019. So, I mean, it does positively impact the firm, like most of the junior companies, Jamaica's, going forward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
All right, Sergey. We started late by 6 minutes, and we've gone over by 6 minutes. Let's wrap it up.
We definitely. And your final words. Your final words.
My final words, really, as they say, between Itsmoneymark and Know Your Money Matters, we're going to try to bring it to you on more Mondays once there's a good topic, but make sure you talk to your financial advisor and your licensed broker. Talk to them.
MoneyMatters, just let me answer. The tax break, the junior market gives tax break to companies for the first 5 years, 100%. After 5 years, from year 6 to 10, they do it at 50%.
Yeah, and then you got to graduate to the. You have to graduate to the main market. If you don't graduate to the main market, that's a big issue.
Yeah. So we know this one again. Thanks everyone for joining. Go follow Itsmoneymark. You will get more from Itsmoneymark. Stay with us. Find on what we would say now. Find our YouTube channel also. Subscribe. There will be a lot of information there for everyone. So that's it.
Well said. Thank you very much. Next week, Monday, we'll be here.
Thank you guys for coming. All right.